Hello and welcome to this edition of Wi-Fi Soft training videos. In this video, we are going to discuss how you can configure web filtering functionality within Unibox. Web filtering is basically filtering out certain URLs when you are accessing the network. This is a very common feature that is deployed either in schools and colleges or in offices where the users who are connecting to the network are prohibited from browsing or accessing certain URLs which affect the performance or which are not supposed to be accessed through the network. So let's find out how you can configure the web filtering feature inside Unibox. To configure the web filtering functionality, you'll have to log into Unibox administration and then go to control section, and under that click on the content filter menu. The content filter menu is basically providing you all the configuration that is needed to set up the URL or the web filtering functionality in Unibox. So first and foremost, you have to create a new content filtering policy. The Unibox content filtering is designed to have different set of policies for different set of users. So for example, in a university or in a college, you want to set up different filtering rules for different set of people. You can set up two different policies and assign those two different policies to two separate group of users. Let's say the professors or the faculty within the university needs to have access to certain URLs, while the students are prohibited from accessing those URLs. In this scenario, you can basically club the users into different groups. So the students will be assigned to the student group and the faculty to the faculty group. And then when you log into the content filtering policy, you can add a new policy for that particular group. Let's say we are going to create a policy for students. So this is student filtering policy. So you can no more than 15 characters. So I'll reduce certain number of characters, and then you can design, give it a description, and then you can assign to that particular group. Let's say group 1258 is designed for students. So you select that particular group, and then you can decide which all categories of URLs that you wanted to filter out. Let's say you want to filter out the adult sites, the social media sites, for example, social networking sites, and perhaps shopping sites. So these sites with all the URLs that belong to this categories will be filtered out for the group of students that are under that particular group. So now one important thing here is that Unibox has a big database of all the URLs and neatly categorized into various categories that are shown here. And this list is frequently updated with as new websites come online and the old websites are deleted from the internet. So you can keep on basically adding or filtering out the URLs based on the current status of that particular group. So to give an example, let's say playboy.com is a site under adult category. So all the sites which are categorized as adults will get filtered when you select the adult category. Now it is possible that certain URLs will not be added into that. It is perfectly possible because there are literally millions of URLs are out there. So it is possible that the list might miss out certain URLs, in which case you can actually list out those URLs in the blacklist domain section. So if a certain URL is missing or is not getting filtered, you can actually add that particular URL with just the domain name. So let's say playboy.com was not added there. So you can add that and you can create a comma separated list here. Or for example, facebook.com, right? Similarly, you can also filter out the URLs based on keywords that will occur in that particular URL. So for example, if you want to filter out all the shopping related or e-commerce websites, so you can put in those blacklisted keywords here, and those any web domain that has these particular keywords in it will get filtered. In addition to that, it is possible that if you select social media, you would want to allow certain websites which, although they are belonging to that category. For example, you are allowing social media, you're blocking social media for a set of users, but you want the users to access LinkedIn.com. You can actually add LinkedIn.com into whitelist domain URL, and so that the users will be able to access LinkedIn.com while Facebook and other social media websites will get filtered. So uh, once a policy is defined like this, you should go ahead and save the policy, and it will go ahead and save the policy. It takes a while because it generates a new database of these based on the rules that I've defined here, and assigns it to that particular users. So all the students who belong to a particular group called group 1 to 5A will now have this particular policy enforced on them. So as you can keep on adding certain set of policies based on the rules within your institution. Uh, Once these policies are defined, they will automatically get applied to any user who is a part of that group or will get added to that group in the future. With this, I think we come to the conclusion of how to set up web filtering. You can log into the system into your Unibox and explore for yourself how to set up these policies and how they get enforced. Thank you for watching this tutorial, and see you next time.